Welcome back. And, just to get this straight, people like relationships. People love the idea of being in a relationship. And I'm telling you, man, life is what you make it to be, you know? Kind of like how we were talking about people altering matter and altering their reality, No two people are the same. We're not a part of a mold. We're not a part of some kind of cookie cutter, one size fits all system, and it doesn't necessarily work and fit that way because that's not how we all are. We're all individuals, but we're being treated as a collective, one block, like a block of tofu, and everybody's all stuck to this block. So I just want to get into talking about relationships and things like that. People get stuck in these ring of Saturn relationships where there's always strife, there's always arguing, there's always a reason for people to be at each other's throats. Everyone's happy some of the time. They're really happy at first, and then things get things get stressful. People are looking over each other's shoulder, looking at the ass that's next to them, and people are wanting more, and people want to see other people, and you can't really expect someone to share the same mutual collective consciousness as you. They're not gonna say, "Hey, let's just be one couple forever and ever and ever and ever." That's a fucking Disney film. You watch that shit all your life. You believe that shit was true, and it's not true. It's not true. It's not true for everybody. Some people might think that that's a good life for them, but that's not because you should do that because everyone else is doing it. Furthermore, you got the state and the collective of the state controlling and manipulating most of your thoughts anyways. So anytime you have a divorce rate of 96%, there's a rat. And people get these rings. They get these rings on their fingers, this ring of Saturn. Like Quasi-Luminous said, wear it on your fuck you finger because you're a stand-up guy, right? So, there's a lot of different manipulations and deceptions happening. So when people get married or they get together, they get compelled to fill out a fucking goddamn contract with the state all of a sudden. So now you need a state contract to be in love. It's fucking bullshit. They fucking take ownership over your kids because the fruit of your union is owned by the state, which is what it says on the state contract, which is the marriage contract, and they tear it off. To my knowledge, that was the one that they tear off and they put it on their files, but you get the certificate. So it's just a lot of manipulations here. People don't need a contract to be. People don't need to be on papers to be in love with each other. They don't need rings and shit. You just need to just accept each other, or understand that you don't own the other person. You don't. And that's the thing. You get put on these papers. You think you own somebody. You don't. You have to understand that wild stallions aren't meant to sit in a stable. You know what I'm saying? If you love something, let it run free. If you don't, you're jealous, you're controlling, you don't know what real love is, you don't really experience real love, and it's got you confused, and it's part of your shit. It's part of your indoctrination. You're just a confused person. And a lot of you don't experience real love. You're just jealous and controlling. And you think that that's what both of you want. And that's not true, And you guys fucking are chasing your tails over this shit. And it's just like J.P. Morgan said, let them chase their tail and bicker over nothing while we run off with the real shit, which is a real life. And we're chasing nothing. We're chasing our tails. We're running in circles. We're arguing over nothing. And it's ridiculous, All we have to do is just accept each other for who we are. And we just need to stop telling lies to each other. And we just need to understand who we are and just be honest. And then that's how real love comes out. And that's how it really lives in a real relationship. And nobody understands that. So you get people breaking up with people trying to give good advice for that shit. And it's just stupid. You just got to understand that real love is just what love is. And if you really do love somebody, you'll let them run free. And there's no such thing as your man, my man is a dog and all this shit. That shit is not true. It's not fucking true. You were just taught that society taught you that you owned your fucking spouse. And now you believe that you own them. And they need to do what you think. And within this jealous, small, narrow-minded life that you're supposed to live forever and ever. And ironically, The state has a 96% divorce rate that they collect $3,000 a pop from. Ultimately, somebody's getting duped here. Ultimately, the whole mindset behind that is all just within the racket, and it's nothing but fucking mind control. You have to understand that the whole idea of being with someone forever and ever was only seen in a Disney movie, and you saw that shit and you thought, maybe I should be in a relationship forever and ever. You know, it's fucking ridiculous. It doesn't work that way. You got your kids crying over it. The kids are watching the same Disney movies. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's just a cycle that will never end. So people have to understand, man. I mean, love is just, you don't need a ring. You don't need a special contract. You don't need any of that shit, man. And you don't want the state to get involved ever, man. You don't ever want the state to issue you one of those contracts, because it's anytime they do something like that, it's for their own profit. And chances are it's coming off of your all cap. So people just understand that, love is what you make it and life is what you make it. You don't have to argue. You don't have to fight. Nobody needs to be at each other's throats. You just need to have some understanding. Stay woke, folks.